Hey, Scott. I don't know if Rich is going to show up or maybe he just wants to wing it. But hey, no drama. This won't take long. We'll be done by before 8. If you guys could see this okay. So I wanted to rebuild this Viper anyway because it's not running so great. It's only hitting like not even hitting 3. All my other Vipers are close to 4. So this thing definitely needs a tune-up. Hey, Mayor. Hey, JC. Picking Rich up to go to Vegas. Well, I don't know if Rich is going to show up for this little demonstration or not, but we'll give it another minute, see if he shows up. Just a little filler till the main show, the main entertainment. I might as well get started here if we're trying to get done by 8. Take the rear axle and the magnets out. Pickup shoes. Take the pickup shoes and springs out. Now, according to Rich, he doesn't have any of the proper tools, so I was curious to see. I was going to attempt this with using maybe a little screwdriver instead of the chassis spreader, because that's what I assume he's going to do. You just got to get it past those 2 tabs there. I mean, this tool makes it very easy, but I'm sure you can just use a little screwdriver and pry this thing up. I'm going to attempt it. This is a medium chassis, so it's pretty flexible. Yeah, it came up all right. One side anyway. There we go. Alright, so I got the motor out without too much difficulty, without using the spreader tool. We just used a little screwdriver and pried it out. I like to pop these hangers off because I like to clean these as well. You can see a little bit of scoring on the hanger. So I take my little rotary tool and I just shine up the side that touches the tab on the end bell. I shine up this bottom side that touches the spring, the pickup shoe spring as well. So we got that nice and shiny. Pop these back in. Now, I don't know how he plans on taking the end bell off without the proper tool. I mean, you could probably gently, well, take the magnets out of the way. Maybe you could gently twist this thing. See, it's grabbed in there. I hate to force this. Maybe you could use a tweezer. Go in with it like a tweezer. Yeah, there you go. So you could basically use a tweezer as an end bell tool. That worked pretty well. Yeah, these brushes are getting a little bit worn. I'm gonna clean this. I don't know. I guess I'm used to it. I'm gonna take my rotary tool and very gently clean the. I need my light. I'm gonna do this real quick under the light. But I'm just gonna real quick clean the commutator. That looks pretty good. Get that thing in focus or not. But the important thing is really tweaking this end bell. This is what can really yield you some good gains. You want to have good tension on these brushes. I know it's hard for this to focus. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show that. This is actually not too horrible. I like when you pull one side down, I like the bottom of the brush to be all the way down past the bottom of the opening of the bushing. Same thing when you push the top one up, and you want them to meet pretty much right in the middle. So you can tweak it. I don't know if this will focus. You could tweak it by putting a little pressure right here and right there to kind of give it more. See, that's already tweaked pretty good. These brushes are pretty worn on this end bell though, so might be almost time for. You could rebuild these. Hardin Creek sells the new brush arms with new brushes. You pop off this little plastic tab right there that's holding that on, and then you can actually unfold the sides. You could actually pull that out. You could take this apart. You could take the ears out and the arms out and put new brush arms in for a lot cheaper than you can buy a whole new end bell. I haven't done that yet, but I think I'm going to start because this one is pretty close to needing new brushes. Yeah, these brushes are definitely, this car definitely has the most worn brushes of all of my cars. This is my blue from my IROC set, so this car runs the slowest of all four of them, and I probably should just break down and put another end bell in, but But yeah, I can't stress enough how tweaking this end bell and getting a good amount of pressure on the brushes really helps. Hey Jeff, no problem. Yeah, tweaked, meaning you tweaked it to your liking as far as the tension on the arms there and how much pressure it puts on, how much pressure is applied to the com. Now, another important thing, if you do use this tool, you don't want to jam this thing open so hard that you're going to lose everything you just did. So you really only kind of want to open it just enough to. I see guys that put this in and twist it all the way and to hold the arms open, and that's kind of defeating all the work you just did of tweaking it. So just be careful how hard you twist it to open it. Alright, so we'll put this back together. I'm going to leave this end bell in, even though it is getting kind of worn. We'll see how it runs. Maybe we'll get a little bit of an increase on the dyno. We'll see. If not, I might just have to put a new end bell in. Do that before Sunday's action. Alright, so I got that open just a little bit. And just enough to get the arm back in. It is also important how you space the front of the motor so that it's kind of hard to see, but actually let me take this out again. I'll try and point it out. See, I have a 10,000 spacer and a Teflon spacer, but the edge of the arm where the brush is, if it's not spaced right, it can come very close to hitting the end of the armature. So you want to space it enough. Actually, it hits down. It can hit down here. You want to try and space the brushes so it's like they're right in the middle of the com. So you would do that by putting adding or removing spacers. Everybody focuses on the back side, but it's important to space that top of the armature as well. Yeah, I was looking at the that end bell tweaker. Also, Wizard makes a neat little metal bar that's the same diameter as the comms, and you could put that metal bar into. It was out of stock. I was going to buy it, but you put that bar in, and it simulates. You could really see very easily where the brushes are sitting. But yeah, JP, I was looking at your tool. I have to revisit that. All right. Anyway, I've already spaced this a long time ago, so I know it's spaced pretty good. You can get these tools. This I actually got from Wizard because Viper was sold out for the longest time. So both Wizard and Viper sell this because the Fusion has an end bell car as well. So you could use this. I got from Viper, but Fusion also Wizard sells a similar tool. So Viper Scale Racing or Wizard. Now Rich shows up. Yeah, you can rewind it. Rich, I was just showing the important part to get some performance gains, and it's actually tweaking the the end bell. So when you're working on your car, and what I mean by that is when you, I wish this thing would focus. When you move one arm, the top arm will come down. You kind of want it to come down past the middle. Like I like the top of the, either the top of the brush to come to the middle of the opening or the bottom of the brush to come down past. And then you do the same thing for the top arm. Push the top arm up and see where that other arm ends up, because this is what puts pressure. You can tweak these arms by just kind of bending these points here and here to put good pressure. But you want the brushes to be centered, but you also want them to have a good amount of tension when you pull one down. Hopefully that makes sense. Yes, it does advance. Well, you can advance the timing with a Viper end bell by moving the whole end bell, but having proper tension is important. But yes, you can increase the timing as well by changing the leading edge of the brush where it's placed. All right, let me put this back together real quick so that Rich can, we can watch Rich's show. Yeah, no hammers. No hammers, Rich, to that Viper. And obviously, Rich, when you put this back, there's two tabs. The tabs got to go up. The two tabs that lock into the chassis. And if you're building this with the top of the armature to your left, like I always do, the magnet with the white dash on it goes on top. It's the opposite of a Tyco. And then you just kind of take your whole motor. I try to push these tabs forward a little bit to begin with. Place this in here. You want to make sure that the bushing falls into the spot. Don't let the bushing slide up and be past where it's supposed to go, because then you'll have to take it out again. So when this is in position, you can see those tabs are sitting on top of the hangers. If you were to push this in now, you would just bust them off. So that's what I was trying to warn you about. I use a little screwdriver to just kind of tweak it a little bit, like pull them forward, just to get the tabs past the hangers. All right, so these are past the hanger, so then you can pop that in. It got cockeyed there. Gotta do it one more time. Sorry, Rich. Taking up your time here. Of course, doing this live always makes it interesting. There you go. Okay. So that's back in. Put this together real quick. We'll see if it made any difference. Those brushes were pretty worn on this end bell. I'm going to give this a little bit of oil. Put my magnets back in. So, Rich, at the beginning of the show, I used this little screwdriver and I pried, since you don't have one of these tools, I just used a little screwdriver and I pried in here to get that tab. You know, you could basically just put a little pressure and pop the motor out from side to side, and it pops right out. And then I actually used this tweezer as an end bell tool. It worked pretty well for opening up the ears. So, should help you out. All right. We're almost done. Got 2 minutes. 2 minutes to 8. Of course, this is where a spring is going to go flying across the room. A pitchfork. All right, we're back together. I guess I could have cleaned those pickup shoes, but hopefully that doesn't make too much of a difference. All right, let's see what she's doing on the dyno now. No, it's above 3 at least. It was in the 2s before. There it goes. Not making good contact. Probably have to adjust those shoes. As soon as I put a little bit of pressure on the pickup shoes, it comes to life. So yeah, let's see how badly out of alignment these shoes. Yeah, the fronts of the shoes are down. Probably needs some new pickup shoes. All right, well, it's 8 o'clock straight up. I think it's time for Rich to do this same thing. Why don't we all jump over to Rich's channel and we'll help him through tuning up his Viper. Hopefully some of this helps, Rich. I'm going to go grab a beer. So I'm going to get my beer, and then I'll be over to Rich's room. All right, guys, this was fun. Thanks for stopping by.